All right, this is KB3HXA on the Deviant Robotic channel. So I have a review for you today. If you're not into ham radio but you like my channel, bear with me. You don't have to watch this one, but don't unsubscribe. I got a lot of really cool techie gadgety projects coming, but this is something I'm doing on the side because I spent money. So this is the Zastone 889G. So I did not find any English reviews of this on YouTube at all, and I thought that was really weird. Nobody's reviewed this radio. And I didn't find much about it even on Amazon listings to say anything about anybody who'd bought it. And I found it for just about half price on eBay, for about $100, maybe $110 after shipping and tax and all that, which is a good deal, and I'm going to recommend this radio based on that if you can find it, and that might be part of the problem. I'm not going to do an unboxing because I think those are ridiculous. Everything has a cardboard box. This came with a charger, a plug, and an antenna. It might even have come with a data cable. I don't think it did, though, and it wouldn't matter if it did, because here's the thing. There's no software for this radio, period. There's just not. I couldn't find any software for it. The manual references software. There's a software download. It doesn't work, and I think maybe this came with it. It's been a long week. I just got back in an amateur radio, and I'm just swimming in radio stuff right now, radio knowledge, and it's just all, you know, clutter in my brain. But I think this might have come with the data cable, and I downloaded the software, and it's in Chinese, and it crashes. So I'm going to say there's not software for this. Now here's the thing. That means you'd have to program this at the face, and good luck with that. But we're going to talk about that. So Zastone 889G. It's a decent radio for $100. It's a big sucker. It's not a little thing like a Baofeng. Like, this is a big radio, and I like that. Came with a belt clip that I removed because it's just so big in the hand. I didn't think the belt clip was really helping me at all. So yeah, let's talk about it. It is 10 watts out. 10 watt handheld radio, and I suspect, based on what some people have said on YouTube about different radios where they've actually tested the output on similar radios, that this might be more than 10 watts, but it's at least 10 watts, and I'm hitting repeaters that I just can't get on any other handheld. So definitely 10 watts out, and cool for that reason. Let's look at a couple of the other features. It does have an encoder, which I love because none of my Baofeng radios have encoders. And now that I have it, I realize I'm not going to use it because I'm so used to the arrows from the Baofeng Chinese radio thing that I just end up using the arrows anyway, but the encoder's there. Very, very, very loud speaker. I'm going to just do a scan and see if I can get any traffic so that you can hear it.
Scan on.
Speaker quality is great. It's not just loud, but it's good. When I had to go back to one of my Baofeng radios to jump on a net the other night, I couldn't believe how crappy it sounded. It never bothered me before. But compared to this, I just couldn't go back to it. But you notice the backlight just went off. And that's a major con with this radio. The backlight just goes off. It stays on for a certain period of time, and then it's gone, and there's no way to get it back. All right, well, there is. So you have to program this button to get it back.
Scan off.
But notice that it turned the scan off. So if I'm scanning and want to see what I'm scanning, I can't. And that sucks. So after I've turned the scan off, it'll then allow me to turn the screen on, but I'm not scanning anymore. So that's stupid. Don't like that. It does have programmable buttons. This top button can be programmed, and the bottom button can be programmed. Now, there's very few things you can do with the top button, and offhand I can't remember what they are. But down here you have about 5 choices, and one of those choices is you can make it your scan button, which is why it stops the scan, and you can make it your turning the light on button. If you're not scanning, it turns the light on and off. And I think I have the second button up is my FM radio. Now, I've never used the FM radio on any of my handhelds. It comes with it. Who's carried a handheld FM radio since like 1979? Like, nobody does that, right? But I could definitely see, because of the speaker quality, you know, listening to NPR or something, and I want to take the conversation with me out of the car. If I'm, you know, about to jump out of the car, I'm listening to a radio article, I could definitely see taking this and putting it on FM to take that with me, because I would have the radio, but I wouldn't carry around an FM radio for the sake of it. So I'm going to give that a try. I think I actually might do that, because for talk radio and stuff, this is loud enough to actually work if you can get reception. I'm in a building right now where it's not going to receive that. 10 watts out, receive is pretty good. This is a crossband repeater. which, hey, for $100, try getting a crossband repeater for $100. So yeah, you can turn off either channel here. You can dual watch when I have APRS on. I actually have APRS on dual watch. It'll monitor 2 channels simultaneously. And you can turn one of the channels off. So you can leave them both on simultaneous watch. You can watch one and scan on the second one, or you can turn the second one off and just have one going. It has Vox, which was an absolute necessity. I actually bought it and thought, damn, does it have Vox? Because my intention with this was for APRS. My little Baofeng radios weren't hitting any iGates, really any traffic at 5 watts. From where I am, there's not a lot of APRS activity, and I'd hope that with 10 watts out and this 15-inch whip antenna that I added that it did not come with, came with a decent-sized 8-inch ducky, and that's fine. But I like the whip, and it actually looks really cool on this radio. So I like the rubber whip. It's a fake Nagoya. I think it's a fake. I got it for like $9, but it works pretty well. 10 watts out, good receive, good sound. I got a little more channels on APRS. If I go up to the top floor of my house and let it sit for a while with APRS Droid, then I could pick up quite a few stations, sometimes hit an iGate. I'm going to set up my own iGate anyway. But yeah, it works better than the Baofeng handhelds for that. What else can I say about it? So it's a crossband repeater. It is incredibly difficult to program. Man, is it difficult to program. I like the face. I like the screen. I just don't like that the screen won't stay on and there's no way to tell it to stay on. That's a downer. The other thing I disliked is no backlit keyboard. It's just what you see. There's no backlight. And I thought that was really weird. I've never had a handheld ever not have a backlit keyboard. I don't know that I need a backlit keyboard, but it doesn't matter because I didn't get one. I kind of would have preferred that, but they just didn't include that. So I just thought that was odd. Can't program it in total darkness because with the screen glaring at you, you wouldn't be able to see the keypad. So I thought that was odd. I have it on night mode right now, and let me see if I can switch that over. I use night mode exclusively. Really, really loud. Lots of features, more features than you're going to get in a Baofeng, including that crossband repeat. It also has GPS, which we're going to take a look at. Has group calling, DMR style. At least it thinks it is. Let's see here. I'm trying to find that backlight. Night mode. So if you turn night mode off, you get this DMR-like screen, and I hate it. It really is. I mean, this is a huge battery. I think it's like a 3,000 milliamp hour battery, but that screen would definitely kill it quickly, and that's why I think they have it programmed to just shut that screen down to preserve the battery, because with that white backlight, you're going to go through screen fast like you do in a DMR. I'm noticing for the first time that in extreme light, because I have the camera flash on, extreme light, there's actually an LCD background present, but you'd have to be in like direct sunlight on a sunny day to be able to see that backlight without the see that screen without the backlight on. It's there. The LCD is illuminated, but you wouldn't be able to see that. There's no transreflective. So I keep backlight in night mode because it's aesthetically more pleasing, and it's certainly way easier to work with and see it. But it's going to shut off. And then if I go to try to turn it back on, it might stop my scan, or it's a mess. So I don't like that. So I mentioned that there's no software for it that I can find. Hope Chirp supports it, but because I don't think many of these were made, I don't think they're going to support it. I don't think this radio was very popular, or they did a limited run. I just don't know what the deal is. It's potentially a great radio. Like if they did a software update and you could flash this could be up there with like a $400 Yaesu radio. It just has a couple little weird things going on with it like that. Now here's GPS. So yeah, it tells you where you are. And if you have another radio like it, if you have the same model, you can transmit your position to your partner. Let me get back in there. And it'll even tell you over time where you've gone or where you're heading, so you can track your heading. And if your partner sends you their GPS, it'll actually give you a vector to where their location is in relation to yours on the little map, which is cool. But I'd have to have somebody that wants to play walkie-talkies with me, and I don't. So I'd also need to have another radio. Now, I bought this for APRS. I really honestly don't know if the APRS will work with this GPS if I can say, okay, let's go GPRS right out of my radio. I don't know if it's set up that way. I don't think it is. So if you're thinking about buying this for its GPS functionality and it's for APRS, don't hold your breath. I hope that's true, but I haven't been able to establish whether or not that's true yet. And that partly because I am using APRS Droid, and it has GPS built in. But if I wanted to go to a TNC or something, I was hoping I could use a GPS out of this. And I just don't know if it works or if I can make it work. I have doubts. So keep that in mind. So at full price, this thing's like 180 bucks. I paid about 100 on eBay, new. And I got it in the U.S., new, from New Jersey. 100 bucks. I mean, good deal. About half price. And for 100 bucks, definitely worth it. I am going to say that I have eight channels programmed. Eight repeaters are in here. And that took about 6 hours. So you really got to be a whiz at keyboard programming. You got to know your Baofeng keyboard programming to do this, but even then, it's quirky. It's a real pain to program manually. So you got to really love this radio, or you're going to throw it against a wall. So yeah, $100. It's my go-to radio right now. I think it's well worth it for what I do, and I recommend it, but not full price. I try to get it for about 100 bucks. It's worth it. Even 125, still worth it. I probably would have bought it for 180 because I just, I had my heart set on it. I liked the way it looked. I liked its size. I liked its battery. I liked the fact that it was 10 watts. But I'm glad I got it for 100. So if you can do that, definitely pick it up and just remember that I warned you about programming. It's rough. So I hope this helped, and it's not too far off my normal type videos for the channel. I know I'm going to be pulling some ham radio operators onto my channel for this, and I hope it's just interesting all around for everybody. So 7.3.